Denial about human influence on climate change hit a new record high in 2011, the World Meteorological Organization has said. In its annual greenhouse gas bulletin released on Tuesday, the organization said that carbon denial levels reached 391 parts per million in 2011. These levels were mirrored in the number of people denying humanity had anything to do with global warming ever in the history of time. Even though very, very basic fundamental science shows us that carbon dioxide accounts for 85% of radiative forcing that leads to temperature rises in our atmosphere. Other potent greenhouse denial gases such as not methane also reached record highs. These billions of tons of additional denial in our atmosphere will remain there for centuries, causing our planet to warm further and impacting on all aspects of life and death on Earth, said WMO Secretary General Michael, although he did add a note of speculative caution, saying there are many additional interactions between greenhouse gases, Earth's biosphere and oceans that we need to boost our monitoring and capability and scientific knowledge of in order to better understand them. Okay, so our influence may be undeniable, but the extent of the damage is debatable. A moderate and circumspect approach to something which we could stop and might have the capacity to wipe out life on Earth. But hey, no rush, take your time. Meanwhile, chemtrails around the world continue to promote fear and paranoia about geoengineering programs based upon spraying shit down on us that we first have to fly up in the air. So let's just put that into some kind of perspective for people who have trouble with big numbers. Annual human greenhouse emissions from the ground up are equal to 35 billion metric tons, gigatons. Annual volcanic activity on Earth emits 0.13 gigatons. That's 300 times more from humanity. So what about the trails of chem? How much of anything could an entire fleet of flying machines on Earth lift up into the air in 1 year? Well, let's see. There's 273,000 registered aircraft on Earth. If each could lift 300 tons a year, that would be 84 million, or 0.0084 gigatons. So it would take all of the aircraft on Earth 300,000 years to lift 35 gigatons of anything into our atmosphere. If every plane lifted 3,000 tons, it would take 30,000 years. Or 3,000 years if each lifted 30,000 tons annually. It would take 1,000 years of every plane on Earth lifting 100,000 tons a year to equal our annual ground-based output. Turn the world upside down for a while, people, and look at the shit we're doing. 35 gigatons of extra greenhouse gas every year, year after year after year, increasing year after year after year. What magical fantasy voodoo spell is it that's going to protect our atmosphere from what we're putting into it? What special protection does our climate have that makes it unchanged, while humans have demonstrably wiped their arse with everything from the oceans to outer space? People who deny humans have an influence on our climate are dangerous fools or poorly educated morons. It's time to wake up and smell the Me Too thing, people.